Hi, let's take a look at NBC Learn, an educational site produced by NBC News that allows access to thousands of news stories, interviews with important political and historical figures, and originally produced content as well. NBC Learning has something for every subject. So let's get started by logging in. You'll notice that it says Welcome Laura. That's because I've signed in as myself. If you log in at school, it automatically recognizes you as a McNeil user. However, if you want to create a playlist or download a clip, read a transcript, etc., that you will need to sign in on your own. It's easy to create your own account just like you do for so many other things, so be sure that you do that. Now to search, you simply type your subject into the search box. So for example, I'm reading a book on Condoleezza Rice that I find surprisingly fascinating. So I want to find more information on her. So this is the simple way to search. Here are my clips dealing with Condoleezza Rice. So for example, if I want to, you'll notice actually that I can limit it by date, air date if I want to, just in the news, social studies. There's even a health and wellness one, which must be this working out with Condoleezza Rice. Now, you will notice here are my options. Here are my options with the clip. I can save it, meaning this is saving it to a playlist. So if I were doing something on the civil rights movement, which is a young child, her parents were involved, I could add her to this list and save that. I can write notes on the clip if I'd like. I can share it, meaning I can email it, put it on my Google page, my Facebook, all sorts of options there. Copy and paste the URL right there. I can also download it directly to my server space or my desktop, which is nice because then I wouldn't have to be online to access the clip. And this is the Standards tab, which will show me what state standards this clip meets. If I select Texas, it'll tell me what state standards it meets. And then finally, here's a transcript so students can read along and they're able to read and take notes from this as well if they're more visual learners versus auditory. So that's essentially the breakdown, but I want to point out that if you teach math or science, you might think that NBC Learn has nothing for you, and that's not true. I clicked on the Collections tab up here, and you will notice that they have a special, well, first of all, there's a Science tab. You'll notice there's a Special Collections, and under here, they're continually adding originally produced content for certain areas. So for example, here is, well actually these are all new. These weren't here yesterday. I've got the science of NFL football. So this discusses Newton's first law of motion. There's another clip that just ties the Pythagorean theorem into NFL football. So there are a lot of things on here for you, even if you don't teach social studies or current events. Then actually, if I go back, I also want to point out that they have several things for language arts. And a lot of these, again, are originally produced content pieces. So for example, here is a video they created discussing the Latin word bios. Well, I wonder if I can turn this down. We're not going to watch it. I just wanted to give you an idea of what this looks like. Essentially it goes on, this is the root, and it goes on to give you several examples of words that uses bios as its root and how, and again what bios means. So there's even something for language arts on here. Well, there's a lot of information here, and we predict that you're going to really enjoy NBC Learn and be able to use it in your classroom. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. Thank you.